blocker on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Taproom Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan. Stacks on stacks, lads. Joined with my guy, Mr. Big Ben Larson. Welcome to the show. We are being brought to you by Sharps. Make sure to download the Sharps app, SHARPZ, to your mobile device. Use promo code JORD517. It's free. Track your bets. Become a better. Know what you're good at. Know what you're bad at. And, make some fucking money, hopefully. That's the object of this. So welcome to the show, Ben. How you doing tonight? Happy Halloween.
Doing well, yeah. Happy Halloween, man. I got our first trick-or-treaters in like fucking 15 years, which was definitely nice.
Nice.
Now that we're not in an apartment, now that we're not in a like cul-de-sac that isn't dark, it's good to have some kids coming up at the house. So
yeah, I took Paige trick-or-treating, like, dude, 20% of the houses in the neighborhood fucking answer their door or have lights on.
Yeah.
It's I was just like, man, like when I was a kid, man, every fucking one was handing out candy.
Oh yeah.
It's just
And
times
everybody
have
should
changed.
come up to my house because I'm fucking giving handfuls. Like we bought like 4 bags and
Yeah,
four of the big bags and just like, oh, take it.
Yeah, I mean, like you almost have to hand out handfuls just to get rid of it.
Exactly.
There's no fucking
Exactly.
trick or treaters.
I mean, we only had like 25 kids come up, and it still works.
Yeah, I think we were around the same. It was like 20, 25. It wasn't much at all.
Yep.
I got a lot of candy though. That's for damn sure. I got a lot left
There
over.
There we go.
So I guess there's one way of looking at it. But man, excited to be here. Man, what a day. What a shitty fucking day. Another shitty.
Yeah,
I should just not bet on Tuesdays. Tuesdays are like my worst fucking days. I don't know why.
Tuesdays and Saturdays for me because I always tail the wrong college bets. So that's my big thing. But
man, the Magic though just dominate the first
We still got
half.
2 minutes, man. We still got 2 minutes. We can still pull this out. We're down by 12. We're at 6.5 plus 6.5. We can still pull this through.
They can't stop nobody though.
No, they can't.
That's the problem. The
Fucking A.
Clippers are hitting everything, dude.
Yep. They are.
They're just
Complete opposite first half and second half, but
and it's not even like the second half. It's not even like the Magic are played bad defense. It's just like the Clippers just started hitting shit, dude. And it's how it goes sometimes with it. Fucking, it's frustrating, dude, because the Magic they had a great first half, and the Clippers they live and die by the three, dude. They really do. Like if they hit it, if they're on fire from three, they're a good team. If they're not a good team. That's just how they are.
When you come up and put, it's done. We're down 18 now.
Yeah. It's,
when you come up and you put 41 in a quarter, that's the beginning of an end right there. Just like when you're in a baseball game, you put 5 up in an inning.
Yep. Anyways, we move on to tomorrow.
Yep.
New day.
And we got PGA coming up.
Yep. We do got PGA, so excited for that. Got World Series Game 5 tomorrow as well.
Yep.
And then we got Thursday Night Football coming up as well. So I mean, we got a lot going on. We got a lot to bet on. We got a lot to talk about. But first thing I want to talk about, Ben, is the World Series tonight. Rangers win 11-5. I mean, bro, I gotta be honest, Ben. We talked about this a little. What's that?
Ended
11-7. My bad. Yeah, they did score 2 runs in the ninth. But we talked about this a few shows ago, and I got to bring it back up because dude, I'm not even joking at this point. Like, this has been the worst Major League Baseball postseason in my my memory.
Yeah. I mean, you
it's
look
been
at this
some
game and
just
go ahead,
blowouts,
sorry.
dude.
Yeah. You look at this game and you're like, oh, 18 runs. That must have been a fun fucking game. But it really wasn't. I mean, you go up 10-0, and then 11-1 at one point, and then by the 8th inning is when Arizona starts coming back, and yes, 18 runs, that's fucking huge. You look at that at the box score and think like, oh, this was fun, but it really wasn't. It was a boring ass game. I think one of the bright spots was where the two Texas Rangers almost collide out there. They didn't get hurt, which was the bright spot, but like they came damn close to slide into each other and taking each other out. So it just was it was a blah game, and I think probably only game 1 maybe.
Game 1 was electric, dude.
Yeah, the only like
I was gonna say Game 1 of the World Series was great. Both Game 6s of the conference or of the championship series were great. And then there was like a couple games sprinkled in, like the Twins and Astros played a couple good games, and the Orioles and Rangers played one good game.
Yeah.
And aside from that, I mean, all these games have fucking sucked, dude. Like, they've been awful watchability. It's been fucking blowouts. Hasn't been close. Like, I can't remember an entire month of playoff baseball that was just this fucking atrocious, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm used to fucking playoff games being back and forth, close games pretty much all the time. It's just been boring, dude. And if I'm like a casual baseball fan tuning into the playoffs and the World Series, like I guarantee their fucking ratings are in the dumpster for this play.
They are, yeah. I think the first Game 1 had 9.1 million.
Yeah.
Which was nothing.
And that was the best game.
Yeah, and that was the best game too. Yeah.
That was the most exciting
game. 2
game.
Was pretty high up there, but after that,
Game 2 was 9-1. It was over in like the 5th inning.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And like tonight was over in the 3rd inning.
Yep.
It's
I'm
just
guessing Game 5 is going to be high again because we do have the the same pitchers as we did in Game 1. People are going to see that 11-7 score in the books tomorrow when they wake up, and they're going to think, okay, that was a fun game. It wasn't a fun game.
No.
But I think Game 5 we'll see a lot of people tune in, and there's the opportunity that this series is over tomorrow.
So what do you think about the game tomorrow? Montgomery versus Zach Gallen.
No, it's Eovaldi.
Oh yeah, Eovaldi versus Gallen. Arizona laying they're minus 116. Texas minus $1.02. Totals at 8.5.
I don't know why this total is sitting at 8.5. With the way that these pitchers pitched in Game 1, I don't want to say they got lit up, but you had 5 runs from Eovaldi, you had 3 runs from Gallen, and that was in the first 5 innings. So these pitchers these batters are seeing the pitchers well. Texas is hitting incredibly right now. We saw at the end of the game here when shit was on the line, Arizona hit really well. So I'm guessing we're going to see a high number, and 8.5 is, to me, is incredibly low.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
I fucked up and didn't hammer the over today. And that was the one game I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, they've gone all over except for Game 4. That was the only game that didn't go over. Scherzer versus Fott.
Which I thought that was a fucking sure hit.
The one thing I will say is that like the Diamondbacks haven't had to burn their like high leverage guys that the Rangers have last 2 games. So I do think that benefits the Diamondbacks tomorrow for sure.
Yeah.
Eovaldi, he wasn't great in his last start. And Gallen's at home, and Gallen pitches much better at home than he does on the road throughout the year. So I definitely think that benefits the Diamondbacks, and I hate to say this, but it's like you know, it's a do or die game. Obviously, it's do or die for the Diamondbacks. It's a must win. So I think that I almost think you have to, if you're gonna play this game, you almost have to back the Diamondbacks.
Yep.
I had the Diamondbacks in a exacta 4-2. That's obviously fucking toast. I don't know if I'll play this game tomorrow, but I do lean the Diamondbacks. I played the Diamondbacks the last 2 nights, dude, and got fucking burned. So
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with them. They don't decide to hit until the game's fucking over.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think this is one of those games where they come out and because they have to win, they go out there and win this game. I don't think we'll see that in Game 6. I think we'll probably see the Texas Rangers, take the series in Game 6. But I'm gonna give.
I don't know because
Arizona
I
one more
think Ben.
game.
I think if Arizona wins this game, then you got Merrill Kelly. Merrill Kelly's been lights out. Yeah, he's been lights out for the most part in this postseason.
Yeah, but so is Jordan Montgomery.
I mean, Montgomery got shelled the last start he made.
He got shelled the last start, but he had pitched incredibly well. He's pitched stupidly well.
But who's better, Merrill Kelly or Jordan Montgomery? Who would you rather have if you were making if you could choose between the two?
I mean, I think, to be honest,
Merrill
pitching
Kelly.
wise, I'm going
Merrill
Kelly.
Kelly.
Batting wise, I'm going Texas right
But
now.
Texas doesn't have Adolis Garcia for the rest of the series. He's out.
Yeah, but it didn't bother him tonight.
It didn't matter tonight.
Marcus Semien is stepping up now.
But
He didn't play well the first 3 games, and now look.
Miguel
what he did
Castro
tonight.
ain't coming back in this series, bro.
What's that?
Miguel Castro ain't coming back in this series.
Yeah, but okay, you take out Miguel Castro, and they still win the game.
Yeah, but I mean the game was over after that point, so it doesn't even matter.
I mean, you put up 5 runs in the second inning, you put in 5 runs in the third inning.
And once again, the Texas
Time got
Rangers, dude, they've scored all their runs in like 4 total innings in the series.
Yeah, Nelson got shelled.
But those are guys that aren't gonna pitch in like high leverage spots, so that's my point.
Hold on. Sorry, wrong line here.
Kyle Nelson, and Miguel Castro gave up basically all the fucking runs tonight. Or Ryan Nelson, one of the 2 Nelsons. They got 2 fucking Nelsons on the team.
Oh, earned runs. Sorry, versus runs.
Yeah, there was they only had like 6 earned runs.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, where did these come up? Yeah, it was K Nelson,
Yeah, Kyle
Nelson. Yeah. I mean, I'm still going Diamondbacks here for Game 4, or sorry, Game 5, and I'm gonna hammer the over. But I think this series is done. I think Rangers take it in 6.
Bro, Ben, I want to agree with you, but I definitely think if because I thought the same thing with the fucking Phillies series, and the Diamondbacks won that game, and then just kind of like flipped a switch. So I'm not gonna put it past them because I think the Phillies are a better team than the Rangers, and I think if the Diamondbacks win Game 5, I think that it's.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I think
gonna
they
be
can win the
something to
series.
Look at a lot closer if we get to that situation.
Because remember, Diamondbacks have if they win this game, then they got Kelly versus Montgomery. And if they win that game, they got Fott versus probably John Gray, I'm assuming is who would start that game because Scherzer's out.
Mm-hmm.
And like John Gray was great in that last start, but dude, he's not gonna do that twice.
Yeah.
The data says that he won't. So I honestly think that again,
Game 3.
yeah, because he came in for the injured Scherzer. He pitched like 4 shutout innings.
Okay.
But I do think though, if the Diamondbacks win this game, they're absolutely 100% live to win the series.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm the Rangers, like tomorrow's a
Looking
must
to close
win,
it out.
dude.
Yeah.
Like you have to close it out because
Yeah.
you can't give the Diamondbacks any life like the Phillies did. Phillies gave Diamondbacks life, and they ran with it.
Yeah.
And the Diamondbacks have a better bullpen, like high leverage bullpen. They got better starters, and their offense is not as good, but I would say without Adolis Garcia, it's pretty fucking equal.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I can say it's equal.
I mean, now the Rangers got Semien. I mean, Corbin Carroll's got to play, bro.
Yeah. You've got Simeon, who's starting to get hot. You've got Seager, who is on fucking cloud nine right now. Josh Jung is hitting well. You've got Evan Carter, who's had a horrible day today. He's 0-for-4 today, but he's still batting .309 in the series.
Yeah, he gets on base.
Like lights out. Janikowski's, came in today, played really well, 2-for-4. Tavares isn't hitting well. Garver, meh. Yeah, I mean, it's tough.
Oh, it's
starting at bats though. I'm worried about Arizona.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
in the series.
What?
They're not hitting great in the series. How about that?
I mean, you take out 4 innings, and neither is the Rangers.
I mean, 3 innings.
The Diamondbacks, they got to wake up for sure. Their bats got to wake up. But I mean, like, Pham's hitting well, Marte's hitting well, but really, Corbin Carroll's got to he's got to step up, dude. He's got to be better.
He doesn't have a steal yet, right?
He probably hasn't even been on base in this series, dude. He's probably only been on base like once or twice. Like, he's got to get on base, dude. He's got to be better for that team to be good. And Gabriel Moreno's been well. Like, Christian Walker's got to be better. I just think that, man, I just telling you, bro, if the Rangers, if Diamondbacks win tomorrow, they probably win the series. I don't doubt it.
I mean, yeah, that's tough to win 3 straight.
It is. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy, Ben, but they can do it. They did it before.
Yeah, they definitely can. But we're going to go game by game. We're going to go for game 5 next. And I do think Arizona comes back with a backup against the wall.
Yeah, I especially think the way they got blown out.
Well, I think big thing is the way they came back today.
Yeah, they came back and they forced Texas to throw high leverage guys too, which I think is huge.
Yeah.
And they put up 2 runs against fucking Leclerc. So, well, he didn't get the earned runs, but he gave up the hit that allowed the 2 earned runs. So, I do think that kind of benefits the Diamondbacks once again because they didn't have to use their high leverage guys. So their high leverage guys are fucking fresh.
Yeah.
So I definitely think Diamondbacks win this game. All right, let's talk some Thursday night football. We got Tennessee versus Pittsburgh. Tennessee's coming off a win against Atlanta, 28-23. Pittsburgh's coming off an L against Jacksonville, 10-20. Just for note, Pittsburgh is undefeated in primetime games this year. Just to keep it a buck, they beat the Vegas Raiders 23-18, and they beat Cleveland 26-22, and they beat the Rams 24 to. Or no, the Rams wasn't primetime.
I was gonna say they've had 3 primetime games already.
They're 2-0 in primetime.
Jesus.
Cleveland 26-22. That was a Monday nighter, and then Sunday night at Las Vegas 23-18.
Yeah.
So they are undefeated in primetime. I'm not sure if Pickett is playing this week, Ben.
As of 9 hours ago, Steelers Pickett is playing for sure against the Titans.
Okay, so Pickett is going to play Titans.
with bruised ribs.
Oof. Titans are going to have Will Levis out there. What do you think about this game?
I mean, the way that Levis came out is, absolutely incredible. And, just the opportunity that he gives this team, I think is something that you have to look for. I mean, Ryan Tannehill was in for what, like four games, 5 games?
Yeah.
And, Levis came out and now has almost half of the, passing yards, just over as many touchdowns. Like this kid seems like the real deal. So I think I have to lean on that, especially with Pickett having the bruised ribs. Yes, he's playing, but he's obviously not going to be 100%, especially if he gets hit. After that first hit, if you have fucking Mitch Trubisky coming in, that's all bad news.
Yeah. My only concern is like this is Will Levis's second start, right? So
there's a little bit more.
There's tape out, yeah, and like, and to be completely honest, like, 3 of his touchdowns were like jump ball touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Not to take anything away. I mean, he looked good, but I do think that there's tape out, and Pittsburgh is a good defensive team. They're good in prime time. They're coming off getting fucking beat down by Jacksonville in a game that like they weren't really out of. Like their defense really kept them in the fucking game. Just couldn't do anything offensively. And the Titans, like, it's not like they're a great defensive team. You know what I mean? By any stretch of the imagination. So I don't know.
I like a different bet in this game. I lean Tennessee here, but I like a different bet, and that's the over 36.5.
Why the over?
Because
Bless you.
Because both of these teams put up points. And both of these teams have sketchy defenses. You've got Pittsburgh, who's allowing 401 total yards against, 264 through the air, and 137 rushing. And I think that's something that Derrick Henry can, manipulate. Levis to Hopkins looked really good, so they'll get some, some airtime there. Both of those guys are questionable, but they're both likely playing for Thursday's game. Pittsburgh passes the ball well, which is a little bit less of a strong point for Tennessee's defense. And just looking at the numbers that they've put up, against comparable teams. I mean, yes, the Jacksonville went 20 to 10, but it was very wet out there.
I think, honestly, Ben, I think these teams are very fucking even. Like, I think they're both equally on the same kind of plateau.
Yep. Look at the teams that they've been at the same plateau. Titans in Atlanta, I'd put them at the same plateau there. There was 52 points there. Indianapolis, there was 39 points there. Steelers at Vegas, there was 41. Houston, 36. So that would have been the under game there. But LA Rams, there was 41.
The Rams' defense is so atrocious, so.
Yeah. I think if you can, if it's not going to be wet out there, it's going to be 41 degrees in Pittsburgh. I think the over is a good bet here. 36.5. That's low.
Yeah, I could see that. I'm probably going to play Pittsburgh just because, like I said, I think these two teams are pretty fucking even.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to take the home team under a field goal. I think it's a pretty safe bet. Plus, it's Will Levis' second start. I think there's a little bit more tape out on him. I'm not in love with this play. I'm not going to lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
I would honestly, I see your angle on the over. Tennessee's 2-5 to the over. Pittsburgh's 1-6 to the over. Both of those kind of concern me a little bit.
Yeah, but the overs aren't at 36.
Yeah, but there's a reason why that total is at 36.5.
Yeah.
Because I don't expect Will Levis to come out and play like he did on Sunday, dude. He's gonna have a bumpy. It's gonna be a little bit of struggle.
Yeah, but he's not gonna throw a dud.
I mean, I don't know. Like, look at Tyson Bagent, dude. I know it's like different situations, but Tyson Bagent looked great against the Raiders. And then against the Chargers, which the Chargers have probably a worse defense than the Raiders statistically, looked like shit. You know what I mean? So
Sorry, where did the Raiders come in?
I'm saying Tyson Bagent with the rookie
'cause
quarterback looked great against the Raiders, and then he plays the Chargers, which is statistically a worse defense than the Raiders, and he looked like shit. So I just think rookie quarterbacks, it's a different situation.
Yeah, I mean I agree with you on that, but the Bears have zero options.
They have DJ Moore.
Yeah, but that okay. You've got Traylon Burke, you got D Hop, you got
Dude, DJ Moore's better than both those dudes right now. D Hop's not nowhere near what he once was, dude.
Oh, I know that. And this is last game was the only game he's
and Indy's coming off his like best game of the season. Like, what's the chances that happens again?
Yeah, but I would take Tennessee's offense over Chicago's offense any day of the week. Chicago's offense is bad.
I would take a lot of offenses over Chicago's, but the point still stands that like Tyson Bagent looked great, and then once there's tape out, it looks a lot different. We haven't seen.
Yeah, but there's a reason why this guy went in the second round. Levis went in the second round, and Tyson Bagent was an undrafted free agent.
Will Levis went in the second round because he has a fucking cannon.
Yeah,
he has crazy arm strength, but
Bagent does not. And
but Ben,
again,
like,
why Bagent was.
But Ben, the one thing about college to the NFL and stuff is like your decision making, your processing has to be so much quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're giving the Steelers tape, right? And not only that, but one of the best coaches, one of the best defensive coaches, and Mike Tomlin. So, and that's not to take away anything from the. Honestly, I think it's gonna be a fucking low scoring game. I think it's going to be an ugly fucking game. I don't think the Titans are going to move the ball as well as they did against the Falcons.
I agree. I still think that they're going to put up more than, 18 points. Each of these teams are going to put up more than 18 points. So,
but I do lean the Steelers in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I'll actually probably play it since it's under a field goal. It's probably my fucking play. But again, not 100%. Not totally confident. This is like a half unit to a unit play.
Well, I think this is also something that you got to look at rosters that come out tomorrow just to see, on Thursday, just to see who actually is out.
Yeah, the Titans have a fucking Bible of the injury report here.
Yeah, they're all questionable though. So
yeah, it's a lot of questions.
Yeah, they have walkthroughs on today and tomorrow. That's it though. So.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fucking questionables, a lot of doubtfuls.
Neither of these teams did anything today.
Nah, they're taking it easy, man.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't make any.
Minka Fitzpatrick is out, though. That is for sure.
Yep.
That's
Cameron
a huge
Hayward on IR.
Yeah, this is Cam Hayward's he's been designated to return.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So he could. I don't know if he's gonna play, but he's questionable.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I lean the Steelers. I think anything under. I think if this was 3, I'd probably take Tennessee. Under 3, I like Pittsburgh.
Are you gonna wait till game time or take this now?
I mean, I'll probably play the -2.5 right now, and then if it gets to like 3.5, I'll probably buy back on the Titans.
Yeah,
but I definitely think the home team against a rookie quarterback, Thursday night football, primetime, Steelers got to bounce back.
Yeah,
after that Jaguars loss, so
yeah,
I do like the Steelers here.
Before we go on to best bets, how do you feel about Arizona trading away Dobbs?
I mean, Dobbs has looked like shit the last 3 games. He had a good like 2 to 3 game run, dude, where he looked good, but he's a backup quarterback, dude. That's what he is.
Yep.
Backup quarterbacks they're good for a short period of time. They'll give your team an opportunity to win when your starter is out. Unless your starter is out for a very long time, then there's a reason why they're backups, dude.
Yeah.
But I wish him the best, dude. I definitely think he's an upgrade over what Minnesota had. But he's not gonna set the world on fire.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
By any stretch of the imagination. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Josh Dobbs in Minnesota. But I think Minnesota. I know they didn't want to go and trade hella assets to get a starting quarterback, especially because Kirk Cousins is a free agent at the end of the year.
Yep.
But I do think that team has shown enough to be a playoff team with a good quarterback. Like Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback.
Yeah.
And they were on a trajectory to make the playoffs if Kirk Cousins didn't tear his Achilles. And now, you're trying to patch it up with Dobbs. I don't know if that's going to work, dude. I don't know if you're a player. They might get close, dude. They might battle, but...
Yeah, I think that the good thing is that, they have to keep up with Detroit. And that's it. There's nobody else in that division that's going to...
Well, in the wild card, you got to think of the wild card. They're probably not going to catch Detroit.
Yeah.
You could probably
Detroit,
especially without Cousins, you could definitely count the fucking. You can count the division out. Now it's about keeping up with the wild card, and to be honest, the NFC sucks. Who are you competing with for a wild card? You're competing with. Well, the NFC East will get one of the Cowboys or Eagles, whichever one doesn't win the division will be a wild card.
Mm-hmm.
The NFC West, whichever one doesn't win the division between the Seahawks and Niners will be the wild card.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's one more wild card, and you're competing with the NFC South.
Yeah, which is the Saints.
Or in your own
Saints
division.
or Falcons, whoever. I mean, I guess it could be Saints, Falcons, or Bucks at this point.
But, I mean, those are the teams you're competing with.
Yeah. Commanders sold out. Giants are done. Chicago's done. Green Bay's done. Carolina's done. The Rams are probably done. So, yeah, you really have a 4-team race here with the Vikings.
Ben.
The Saints. Yeah.
Ben, we have breaking news on the show. Breaking news. The Raiders have fired Josh McDaniels and Ziegler, their GM.
Wow.
Fired. Antonio Pierce is named as the interim head coach. Breaking news.
Dog shit.
Let's go,
I didn't
y'all.
see that yet with my Google machine.
What are your
there we
immediate
Let's go.
thoughts?
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I'm surprised the GM's out. But
Well, Ziegler, he hired it was a package deal.
yeah. I mean, it definitely shocks me, but again, he had what, a year and a half, 2 years now.
Yeah, I mean, this is my thing.
It's
Ben.
pretty easy. It's pretty quick.
This is my honest opinion about the Raiders situation is like they hired David Ziegler and Josh McDaniels together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they took over a playoff team, a team that made the playoffs the year before, remember? And, you know, Mark Davis was basically like, you know, here's the team. You have to improve it. You have to improve a playoff team. And they go out and they acquire Devontae Adams, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think all along, Ziegler and McDaniel's plan was like they wanted to tear it down and rebuild. But it's hard to do that from a team that made the playoffs. And then you go out and you trade for Devontae Adams. The thing that put them in their grave was the fact that they moved on from Derek Carr because he wasn't the right guy. And then they go out and they sign Jimmy G, and he fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, but is Jimmy G worse than Derek Carr?
Yes. I can confidently say that, yes, he is. Dude, that game on Monday night was atrocious, man.
Yeah, it was really bad.
He missed Devontae Adams for 2 wide open touchdowns, dude.
Yeah.
Adams would have walked in on both of them. Yeah. And now, like, you're losing the locker room because your best player in Devontae Adams is visually
frustrated a month ago.
He's visually frustrated on the sidelines. Like, everybody sees it on national TV. And, you know, Mark Davis and not Mark Davis. Josh McDaniels is sitting here and he's kind of like, this offense hasn't scored more than 20 points at any point in this season, which is atrocious. And you're an offensive guy. It's just a lot of disconnect. And I think the locker room is fucking broken. Mm-hmm. I think he's lost the locker room. And once you lose the locker room, it's bad. And on Josh Ziegler's part, I don't think that, you know, I think, again, they took a playoff team and their expectations were to build it stronger. And they weren't able to do that. And I personally, I thought Jimmy G was an upgrade over Carr. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Like, I thought getting Jimmy G was an upgrade over Carr, but he clearly isn't. So somebody has to take responsibility for that.
Yeah. I mean, they're almost identical QBs. Jimmy's just a little more injury prone, I'd even put.
Yeah, but at least Carr takes checkdowns, dude. Jimmy will just take sacks. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
that's true.
I'd rather take the checkdown than the sack, bro. A positive 2-yard gain is better than a negative 8-yard gain.
Yeah, I mean, it surprises me too because the Niners like were ride or die for Jimmy.
The locker room,
not something we're seeing here in Vegas.
Well, the biggest difference is you have Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
You have Devontae Adams, who's clearly fucking upset.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, again, he's the best player. So if he's upset, the rest of the locker room is going to kind of follow suit.
Yeah.
The Niners were a little bit different because, like, their defense led them.
Yeah.
So regardless what was happening on the offense, it was like, y'all can figure your shit out. We're going to handle business on this side. And Jimmy didn't, like, turn the ball over. And, I mean, to keep it 100%, like, Kyle Shanahan is a much better fucking head coach than Josh McDaniels. I think that much is clear. I don't think Josh McDaniels will ever get another head coaching job in the NFL ever again after this. This is too bad. He had the Broncos debacle and then now the Raiders debacle. So I think his opportunities of being a head coach in the NFL are they're long gone, Ben.
Yeah.
Those days are over, so I'm shocked it happened in the middle of the year, though. Very shocked.
That was something too. I mean, they didn't do anything today, good nor bad. They still have an opportunity, I think, to get a. I mean, you could say they have an opportunity to get a wild card in, the AFC. That's going to be a lot more difficult.
They're the worst team in their division, though.
Oh, well, tied. You've got the Chargers who are 3-4, then the Raiders who are 3-5, and Broncos who are 3-5.
I mean, maybe Antonio Pierce being interim coach, maybe that fucking kind of has some immediate effect. Maybe he starts Aiden O'Connell, because Aiden O'Connell's looked like the best quarterback on that team this year.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, Ben, I think that's where Josh McDaniels really lost the locker room, is the fact he started Brian Hoyer in that fucking Bears game, dude.
Yeah.
That might have been his fucking the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
But man, Jimmy G
Very
did
good
not
point.
look good against the Lions, dude. And I'm not saying that like, he was under pressure and whatnot, but like he was also really holding on to the football. Again, he missed Devontae Adams for 2 fucking wide open
Yeah.
touchdowns. Like
Well,
those 2 throws though, Ben, as an NFL quarterback, you cannot miss those, dude. Like those are wide open
yeah.
throws.
Absolutely. Well, and it also goes to show the offensive line issues that the Raiders have, compared to what he had with the Niners. And that can definitely play a factor of, how good your quarterback is.
But I don't
Granted, again, he should have hit those 2 Devontae Adams wide open touchdowns. But he's moving a lot more. He doesn't have the time that he had last year and previous years, to move the ball, and that's an issue.
yeah.
And like we've said, any QB can be good on the 49ers. They have all those options. They've had those options for
I mean,
years.
Brock Purdy don't look good.
Yeah, Brock Purdy has not had a good couple games.
Did you hear
But
did you hear that clip from Taylor Lewan, who's on
no.
that podcast on Barstool Sports, former NFL player? He said that he has a source inside the 49ers locker room that told him that Brock Purdy isn't it, quote unquote.
Oh, yeah, we kind of knew that.
Did we? I mean, Kyle fucking.
I mean, yeah, but there's been so many.
And to furthermore the quote, he kind of reiterated what you said on Sunday, where he's like, this source told him, this source is in the 49ers. I don't know if it's a coach or if it's a player, but Taylor Lewan played a decade in the NFL. He just retired this year. And this person told him that, these interceptions were coming because they should have been happening last year, but he got a little lucky, a little luck of the draw.
Yeah, very lucky.
And now they're happening. So now everybody's seeing what they saw last year.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and balls that went through hands that shouldn't have gone through hands last year. Tips off of fingers that, if that person was an inch taller, they would have gotten that interception. He's trying to force it even more this year, and now we're seeing those interceptions happen. So, it was like Minnesota last year where they were so damn good in 1-score games. Like it's gonna regress to the means, and we're seeing that this year with Minnesota even before their QB happened. It's gonna regress to the means, and that's Brock Purdy. I mean, that's part of the reason why I was still on Trey Lance this year. Yes, he pushes the ball. He has way too much power for his own good, but he is a more dynamic quarterback than Brock Purdy. We won't get to see that now. Now we got to move on to Sam Darnold and hope that that's the opportunity that can push us. I mean, defensively, this team is good enough. I think adding Chase Young today isn't what we exactly needed, but it's another help. Quarterbacks are going to have a fucking second to throw the ball, so they won't be having the opportunities to hit their wide receivers deep because they're going to be running all over the fucking place.
You hope.
Hopefully that's the case.
But
really
again,
Ben,
like
another cornerback. But
that was not what I was going to say. Like they should have gone after another cornerback because, we were talking about this on Sunday, and like the biggest thing I've noticed about the Niners is that the scheme is just different. They played a lot of cover 3 before. Now they're in a lot of man, and it's like now you're really relying on the fucking front 7 to apply pressure because those guys can't cover for more than 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So it's like if they do have a lot of time and let's keep it a buck and let's keep it quite frank, Bosa hasn't looked great.
No.
And that's been a huge disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still going to be on Steve Wilkes to make the adjustment, and like he's got to, scheme this defense to now really rely on 4-man pressure at all times.
Yeah.
And now you have no excuse because you have Chase Young and you have Joey Bosa. I mean Nick Bosa,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, we looked at we had the news. Who was it today?
Adoree Jackson.
Yeah, Adoree Jackson. We
He's
don't
like
know
a
if that was actually the
mid-level
case or not.
cornerback.
What's that?
He's like an average cornerback.
Yeah, I mean,
And he went to
still probably better
USC,
than,
so me saying that is completely unbiased.
he's still probably better than Lamar out there. So, it's and who was it? Strand, I think, this last week. Who took over for?
It's definitely the Niners' weakness is their cornerbacks for sure.
I don't know if that was actually. I saw some other tweets that was bullshit information there. But who knows? Maybe the Giants didn't get that information to the.
They were also in on Jalen Johnson from the Bears.
Yep.
Didn't end up going
couldn't
through.
get that done. So, it's interesting to see. I mean, really, this year is all on Purdy. Is if he shows up or kind of regresses to the means of where he
being a 6th round pick,
where he actually is.
Round pick, being a 7th round pick, Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah. I mean, he's better than Mr. Irrelevant. He's better than a 7th round pick, but I don't know if he's that guy.
I hope at some point, Ben, I really hope Sam Darnold gets the opportunity, because I'm telling you right now, in this offense, Sam Darnold is going to light it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I would pick the Niners to win the Super Bowl. At this point, I'm still taking the Chiefs. I don't care that they lost against the Broncos. It's one fucking game.
Yep, absolutely.
Their offense hasn't peaked yet. And to be honest, this is the best defense the Chiefs have ever had in the Mahomes era.
Yeah, but can that defense sustain?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Dude, they've basically only drafted defense the last, 3 years. That's why they're so good now.
Yeah.
They got elite cornerbacks. They got elite defensive linemen. They got one of the best linebackers in football in Nick Bolton. They got one of the best defensive linemen in Chris Jones. I mean, the Chiefs' defense is legit. They are officially a defensive team until further notice, because Patrick Mahomes is throwing to you and me out there, and Kelsey. He's throwing to you and me and Kelsey. You know what I mean? His wide receivers, bro. If his wide receivers could catch, we're talking dude, they probably don't lose a game.
Yeah,
that's their weakness, which is fucking shocking. But you know what? That's also Andy Reid being very hard-headed and saying that we can do without Tyreek Hill, who's the best wide receiver in football, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to replace him with Sky Moore. How did that work out? It hasn't,
The Valdez Scantling.
We're gonna go trade for Kadarius Toney.
Yep.
These things haven't worked out, dude. At the end of the day, you still need talent.
Yep.
And as great as Pat Mahomes is, he could drop dimes all he wants. If the dudes don't catch, it doesn't fucking matter.
Well, I think something that they do have now is a running back.
Pacheco.
Which definitely helps.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they had it in CH. We thought he was going to be kind of the next best thing, and he was kind of a dud.
But Andy Reid refuses to run the ball.
That too.
That will never change.
It's happening more now because they have a decent running back, but
Andy Reid always has good running backs. He just refuses to run the fucking ball.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know what it is about him, but since he was in Philly to now, I mean, dude, at Deuce Staley, he had what's his fucking name, dude? The other Eagles running back. He's on TV now for Fox Sports. I forget his fucking name, bro. His name slipped my mind. But man, Andy Reid's had hella great running backs. But dude, he doesn't like to run the ball.
Yep.
It's his hard-headedness.
Yeah, absolutely.
But shout out to Andy Reid, former coach, Oak Grove High School, San Jose, California.
There you go.
Little tidbit nobody knew about there.
I don't know that. I'm from here.
Andy Reid. He's a Bill Walsh disciple, Ben. That's where he got to start. San Francisco 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
There was once a period in the NFL, Ben, where like basically everybody came from two coaches. And you could probably honestly trace everybody back to those two coaches.
Who was it? Walsh and was it Shanahan?
Bill Walsh and no, because Shanahan came from Bill Walsh.
Oh, okay.
Bill Walsh and Bill Parcells.
Oh, Parcells. Okay. Yep.
Because if you honestly look at it today, you know, Cowboys, Mike McCarthy, coached under what's his face? Holmgren, who coached under Bill Walsh. Bill Walsh tree. Right? Kyle Shanahan, his dad, Mike Shanahan, coached under him, coached for Bill Walsh. Boom. Sean McVay, coached under Jay Gruden. Jay Gruden from John Gruden. Where did John Gruden coach under? Mike Holmgren. Mike Holmgren coached under Bill Walsh.
Yeah.
Like, you could literally trace every coach back to those two coaches. Every coach goes to those two trees. It's insane, dude.
Yeah. Well, and what, now we have a lot of them coming from Belichick?
Yeah, but Belichick coached under Parcells.
No, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I know that. Yeah. But then there's a lot of lines coming off that.
There's nobody that coaches under Belichick is a good coach.
Yeah.
Because they've all failed.
Now we're gonna have
McDaniels
Shanahan.
failed.
Yeah.
Who else? Matt Patricia failed. Bill O'Reilly failed, or Bill O'Brien. I mean, he failed. Like, all the coaches that coach under Bill Belichick, they're failures, dude.
Yeah.
Shanahan has a good.
Yeah, he's got Saleh. He's got
Mike McDaniels. He has McVay.
Mm-hmm.
McVay's a great coach.
Yep.
Like, he has a lot of
Ryan.
He has a lot of these guys that are decent coaches.
Yep.
Then his team gets worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably shows a lot.
Yep.
NFL's crazy, man. Pete Carroll too. Pete Carroll coached under Bill Parcells. Yep. Bill Parcells' disciple. You could literally, every NFL coach probably traces back to one of those two guys.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely insane.
Very much so.
All right, let's get some best bets, Ben.
Let's go, y'all.
All right, I mean, we got to go with the two games that we talked about. So I'm going to go Titans Steelers over 36.5. Super low number there. Both these teams are putting up points. And then we are going to go with first five of the full game. First five of the full game. Let's go first five. It's probably going to be 4.5 since the full game is 8.5.
Yep.
So we'll go first five over for the Rangers and D-Bags.
All right. All right. I'm gonna go Pittsburgh Steelers -2.5 is my best bet.
Okay.
And then lean on the Diamondbacks money line. That's where I'm at. And then also, if you want to college football play tomorrow, Bowling Green -5.5. I like that play against Ball State. Give me Bowling Green -5.5.
Okay, also, I'll give one more play out. Oh, we don't have the lines for it yet. Fuck.
For what, hockey?
Yeah.
What game?
Vancouver Canucks, San Jose Sharks.
Yeah, we don't have a game like Vancouver
Yeah,
-1.5.
I mean, Vancouver just played today, though, so you're going to have DeSmith in goal. He's 2-0-1 this year, but he has a goals against average of 3.07. So I was thinking of going over in that game.
You think the Sharks can score?
I mean, fucking DeSmith can't stop a nosebleed, so
What do you think about the Warriors Kings game tomorrow? Warriors lane 7, dude. No De'Aaron Fox, by the way.
yeah, De'Aaron Fox. And doesn't Draymond come back tomorrow?
Draymond's been back.
He's been back?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think without De'Aaron Fox there, I think you got to take Warriors 7.
No, there might not be Clay either. Clay's questionable.
Okay. They didn't do much in their first game though, so
yeah, that's kind of a no play for me in that game.
see, they won by 8 last time. De'Aaron Fox had sorry. Curry had 41 points. He probably doesn't put up 41 again though. De'Aaron Fox had 39 points though.
Yeah, De'Aaron Fox makes that engine go there in sack.
Big miss, yeah. And you got.
I won't play that game just because I want to see how the Kings play without De'Aaron Fox.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how they'll play because they've never. I don't know. We gotta see
Chris
it.
Paul didn't look that great in that game too, though. But then now.
Yeah, he did a double. He had a double.
Oh yeah, did have 12 assists on that one.
He was a huge reason why they won. Then
10 points, 12 assists.
he was, bro. The biggest thing to about the Warriors to me, and like I did not expect this to go the way that it's gone so far, is that they actually look really fucking good. Now they got a lot of old guys, so it's gonna be how they look at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
But the addition of Chris Paul, and I did say this in when the addition happened. I said the Warriors have lacked a true point guard, and now they have one in Chris Paul, and it allows Curry to do his best work because Curry is best when he's off the ball.
Yeah,
and now he has the best point guard in the last 20 years since Steve Nash has played basketball and Jason Kidd had played basketball. He has the best point guard to get him the basketball. Like some of these passes Chris Paul's made, not only to Curry, but I mean to everybody. Like they haven't had a guy like this in forever. Since this whole regime has happened. Now the weakness in having Chris Paul is that he's only 6 feet tall. He lacks athleticism, especially now that he's older.
Yeah,
and he's not as great of a defender as he once was because he's older. So that's where the questions come into play. Now, how does that look in the next, in March? But as of now, the addition of Chris Paul for the Golden State Warriors looks really fucking good.
Yeah, no, I was just more so as that I thought Chris Paul was getting better since that game because that was what, game 2?
Yeah, game 1 he was kind of like whatever, he was out there.
Yeah,
but he's looked a lot better every game since then.
Kings game, game 3 they were 1-1 at that point. But yeah, no, I just think he's getting better.
I need me a Chris Paul Warriors jersey, bro. Only Warriors jersey I'll wear.
There we go.
Chris Paul jersey. For those unaware, I have a Chris Paul signed basketball sitting right next to me. You can't see it because it's on the other side of me.
Yeah.
It's my favorite player.
Oh, yeah.
Aside from
and I can
Giannis
vouch it has been for a long time.
Aside from Giannis and LeBron and Michael Jordan, he's my next favorite player. And Steve Nash. Steve Nash is up there too. But man, I'm excited for the Warriors, man. Like I think they're better. Like they're better than I expected, Ben.
Yep. Did you see Jordan Poole do his turnaround? Try to pull the Curry and do his turnaround 3 in the corner and completely miss.
Bro, I was telling some Laker fans the other day. I was like, man, the Lakers should have offered D'Angelo Russell for Chris Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what the Lakers are missing too.
Yep.
And the Warriors offered Jordan Poole. And that tells you everything you need to know about Chris Paul. Like, they were like, yo, we'll give you this young, up-and-coming player for fucking Chris Paul. And that tells you all you need to know about the Warriors veterans, too. Like, I'm telling you right now, that move didn't happen without Steph Curry saying, I want Chris Paul.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, well, and Draymond saying I'm not coming back if Jordan Poole is. So.
Did you say that?
Assuming so.
I mean, I would, if I'm the Warriors, I'm like, Draymond, come on, shut the fuck up, bro. Draymond's a great defensive player. I don't know. He might be a Hall of Famer. I don't know. Hall of Fame's pretty weak, but
I think just with his rings, he's a Hall of Famer.
Maybe so. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Make sure to download Sharp's app, SHARPZ, to your mobile device. Use it to track your bets. Become a better. Know what you're good at betting. Know what you're bad at betting. Become a winner. You can also tail people on there, fade them, etc. But we appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Taproom Sports Podcast. Follow myself on Twitter or X, whatever the fuck you want to call it. If you call Twitter X, I think you're fucking weird, by the way.
There we go.
Follow me at Jordan Rules TSP. Follow the podcast at Taproom_sports. I'll be back tomorrow night with AK. We'll be talking some college football week 10. Jesus Christ. Week 10 preview and picks. So come hang out with us 7:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 10:15 if you're on the East Coast. And if you're on the East Coast, you're probably not listening right now, so you can catch us on the podcast, Apple, Spotify. If you missed any of it, catch it on there. For Mr. Big Ball and Ben Larson, I'm Jordan Stacks. No Stacks, no Stacks last. We'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Later.